Rex here, welcome to the channel Rex Tactics. In today's video I'll be going over the October roadmap for Train Sim 6, which at the time of me recording this was released not too long ago. So yeah, the plan for today is to cover each of the new and upcoming routes, DLCs and future patches to Train Sim 6 as briefly as possible, including some screenshots from the article and my opinions towards the end. If you do enjoy today's video, do give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Also feel free to leave a comment on what your favourite part of the roadmap is. Now, let's get into the roadmap. Okay, so let's have a look at the roadmap image then. We're going to be looking at this just very briefly. If you want to have a look at this, just pause the video, have a good look. But likewise, we will be continuing on to content head from Dovetail Games, starting with the Frankenbahn Stuttgart to Heilbronn from Dovetail Games. So this route is in southwest Germany. We'll be able to explore over 50 kilometres of this route on an extremely busy 2000 route with a mix of big freight yards and fields. We'll also be getting the brand new DBBR 140 and the new DB Wittenberger stereo wagon with this route as well. So that is cool. We do have an image of the DBBR 140. So there we go. And we also have an image of the Wittenberger stereo wagon. So there you go. It's early progress on the layers, but an exciting one. The train is unique, being pulled by a diesel loco and having just 4 coaches. We'll continue to keep you updated on our progress with the add-on, as some extra BTS details. Our teams will be travelling to the route for an audio recording next week, so hopefully in our November roadmap we can share some screenshots from that visit. So, sounds really good. Above right is the DBBR 140 interior, and the below right is the Wittenberger stereo wagon interior. Okay, so let's move on to the NEC New York Stamford from Dovetail Games. So head to the USA and explore the Northeast Corridor with local New York freight. You'll be able to choose to head from Grand Central Terminal to Stamford via the Metro North route, or New York Penn to Stamford via the NEC route. We'll also be able to get our hands on the new Metro North M8 Loco, which it shows a good picture of it on this here. We've got a lovely image showing the Big Apple and where the route goes, and lots of different images as well. It also says, back in August this year, as part of a Dovetail Direct, we shared this initial summary of the route, and in our upcoming roadmaps, you can expect more details and information as it comes through. So, that looks really good. I can't wait to see this route being in Train Sim World 6. Okay, we now move on to the Train Sim World Partner Programme, starting with the Birmingham to Crewe route from All Aboard Studios. So this one is close to release. It has a total of 522 playable services and a grand total of 2,094 services across all layers. That's incredible. All 3 subclasses of the 350 are present on the route, being the /1, the /2 and the /3 variants. Of course, with West Coast Mainline South, we got the /2 variant, so the /1 variant and the /3 variant are going to be welcome additions. Of course, the Class 350s will handle all kinds of service patterns on the route, so you're not going to be doing the same all the time. Birmingham New Street has 100 services per hour in peak times with all service layers, so peak times being rush hour at 9 o'clock in the morning or rush hour at 5 o'clock in the evening. We also have the 220, 323, 350, 390 and 170s that we'll be able to see at Birmingham New Street. So that's really cool. Crewe is also busy with Northern 323s, Transport for Walestock and EMT 158s going to and from Derby. But it just doesn't end there. We have freight with the Class 66, the FKA and the KWA wagons if you own the compatible content, at Basford Hall Yard and sorting sidings. Rail tours like the 86, 87, Flying Scotsman and the LMS Jubilee on the route also come in as well, so that's really cool. We'll also have empty coach and stock moves from Soho Depot, Oxley and Crewe. As a note, this route will be for PC and Gen 9 consoles only, so that will include Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. If you're on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, you will not be able to play this route at all. So that is just that slight downer, but the rest of it looks fantastic. Really cannot wait for this route coming soon. So we got a lovely image of Birmingham New Street there. Look at that. Very busy by the looks of things. And we also have a lovely image of what I do believe is to be Crewe. So we have a 150 there, a 350 there, Cross Country Voyager and a 323. Of course, the Cross Country Voyager is the 220 that we got with the Train Sim 6 Deluxe Edition. Alright, so moving on to the Class 805 from All About Studios. This is a 5-car bi-mode train consisting with both pantograph and diesel action. You'll be able to switch between both modes in real time, so during your service you will have that. The in-cab details have been amended to Avanti's real cab interiors, so it will look like Avanti West Coast. There's been subtle layout changes, new labels, and modernised signage. These tweaks along with updated lighting and cabin tone. Passenger interiors have also been updated to match Avanti's real interiors, including LCD-style passenger information screens and brand new high-detail interior kitchen models, so that's really good. There's also audio improvements and comprehensive reworking with completely refreshed traction motors, tuned diesel engine audio and separated mixers for the cab, passenger area and the exterior. Inside the cab, binaural audio makes the driving experience more natural and reactive to your surroundings. This is sounding really good here. We also have improved suspension physics, new passenger ambience, service links announcements, so that's great, and the potential for unexpected train faults, adding new depth and challenge. It also adds a 2025 timetable to the West Coast Mainline South, adding 27 new playable services on real timetable workings with 5 new scenarios. This sounds amazing. The fact that we're getting another timetable on the West Coast Mainline South with the 805, sign me up. I definitely want to get this. More details to come in future roadmaps, so we'll find out more in the coming months, maybe. Alright, so let's move on to the Santa FE gameplay pack from High Iron Studios. So, the pack promises a robust and authentic operating experience. More than 250 timetable services and 5 scenarios will feature mainline intermodal and freight trains, switching and locals. The services are closely based on actual Santa Fe freight schedules of the area. Additionally, Union Pacific freight action on Cajon Pass will be represented in an extra layer using UP equipment from the Sherman Hill route add-on. So we have some lovely screenshots there of the Santa Fe gameplay pack, which looks really nice. Let's move on to the Rivet Games announcement of the Class 171 and 377/3 pack. This pack uses the December 2017 to May 2018 timetable working for East Coastway, and this pack is for the East Coastway route. This adds in Gatwick Express and Thameslink AI at Brighton, so it's going to be amazing. Adds in London to eastbound Southern services from Lewis, which were missing, so that's brilliant. Includes the 2-car 171/7 and the 4-car 171/8, so this is really good. Audio improvements, which will be backported to the Cross City and 5-circle 170s as well. So this has audio improvements, and the fact that it's getting backported, that is great. Including the 3-car Class 377/3s, which are third rail only, so they have no pantograph. They can only work and run on third rail lines only. The 377/3 having older headlight clusters, the interior, which is a 2+2 seating throughout, with first class only on one end. The 377/3 will mostly operate Seaford services, with a few working with the 377/4s. For owners of the 313, which I do have, they will substitute randomly for the 377/3, so make sure you have the 313 pack and East Coastway for this pack. Of course, more details on the pack, such as timetable details and more, will be shared in the coming weeks, but I've highlighted this in bold because it is so important. Currently, Rivet Games are also investigating any further changes to the East Coastway route alongside this pack, and we'll keep you updated once we can confirm and share more news. So they're not saying that there will be a potential remaster. They're looking to see what they can do with the route, so we'll hopefully find out more in the coming months to come. So we do have some screenshot images here. We have the 171s with their interior and the 377/3 with their interior. Feel free to pause now and have a look, but we will be moving on to the Liberec Star Alpaca from Vector Simulations. So this is the first ever Czech route and train sim developed by new third-party partners, Vector Simulations. You'll be able to explore the Jezera Mountains in northern Czechia with 80 kilometers of fast-paced single-track mainline. You'll be able to drive the Class 843 in fields and tight mountain passes. You'll be able to take multiple Class 750 engines on demanding grades, and there will be some yard work, passenger traffic to malfunctioning express retrievals. So it's going to be jam-packed with a lot of stuff to do. So the route is getting closer to the race. The route will have working group signals, one signal controlling multiple tracks, dispatchers, Calling trains, telling them they are ready to depart to avoid confusion. Those signals have this diagonal black and white sign, so you will definitely be sure if you should expect a call or not. You will be using audible signals with locomotive horn or whistle to tell banking drivers if you need to be pushed. Those drivers also try to respect speed limits, so they should also stop pushing if you need to brake. Locomotives come with LVZ and LS90 safety systems. Both of these look similar and in theory are, as LS90 is a newer version of LVZ. The route comes with 7 scenarios ranging from easy to really demanding. In those scenarios, you will need to operate radios, couple trains together at Liberec Yard, encounter multiple signalling and level crossing failures, and even drive diverted container trains. It also includes historical landmarks in the route, and multiple liveries for the 750 and the 843. So, there we go. Look at those screenshots. Also shows you where the safety systems are. I do like the nighttime image as well, both of them. They look really great. So, let's move on to the Lisbon to Setúbal from Virtuavia 360. So this is the first ever Portuguese route in Train SimWorld from a new Train SimWorld development partner, Virtuavia 360. It includes a 54-kilometre stretch from Lisbon to Setúbal across the 25D Abril Bridge, a major Portugal landmark. You'll be able to operate suburban services with the new Series 3500 electric multiple unit and experience Portuguese safety systems and signalling, adding an all-new challenge to learn. So, from Virtuavia themselves, thanks everyone for great feedback and the warm reception of the news on our add-on. The team has been working quite hard on adding all the little pieces that make Portugal a country unique for you to discover on Train SimWorld. We can't wait to share even more about our project, but for now, here is a screenshot from us as we progress. That looks really great. Pause now if you want to have a look. Likewise, we will be continuing on. So now we got more information about the Tadami line from Union Workshop. So, the Kia 40 Series diesel cars was designed in 1977 to replace the aging vehicles in suburban and rural services. A total of 888 vehicles were built between 1977 to 1982. The Kia 40 is powered by an inline 6-cylinder diesel engine outputting 220 horsepower. The power performance is far from powerful, making it quite challenging to drive on the slopes. And since the 1990s, the Kia 40s have been gradually replaced by newer, more powerful vehicles. However, there are still hundreds of them in operation nowadays, becoming a nostalgic symbol of rural railway lines. We'll keep you updated on more information on the release date as the team continues to develop the add-on. Thank you to Union Workshop for this recent update indeed. So, nice to see that we have some screenshots here of the interior of this locomotive and of course the passenger view with the sun shining through. We'll also be looking at the Class 90 electric locomotive announcement from Alan Thompson Simulation. So they are pleased to announce the arrival of the Class 90 electric locomotive for Train SimWorld 6. This mixed traffic loco has been a staple of the UK rail network for over 30 years. Whether hauling passenger trains at 110 miles per hour or container freight at 75 miles per hour, the Class 90 is equally at home. Powered by fire roster control, it was a modernised successor to the Class 87, offering improved solid-state traction and reliability. Drivers often praise the Class 90 for its comfortable ergonomic cab and helpful driver aids like SpeedSet, which maintains a set speed and reduced workload, especially on long runs. We're excited to share more progress soon and look forward to seeing this modern icon in action in Train SimWorld 6. And I sincerely look forward to this as well. I honestly cannot wait. The screenshots look amazing. It is going to be a perfect addition to my collection for sure. Right, we're going to be going on the Expert DBBR 145 from TSG and DBBR 420 from TSG. So the second ever Expert loco, the Expert DBBR 145 from the TSG team, will be featuring a DB and RHB livery and new Expert level features such as manual brake hose operation with working angle stuff, new T3000E container wagons, and an additional content on the Dresden-Leipzig Train SimWorld 6 core route. So this is about the Expert DBBR 145. From our Dovetail Direct event, we revealed the first bits of information about the release. With the Expert DBBR 145 in its DB and RHB livery, all the new Expert level features and new T3000E container wagons. The add-on will bring more content for owners of the Train SimWorld 6 Leipzig Dresden core route. Right, we're now moving to the DBBR 420. As another local we've been talking about for some time, the DBBR 420 is finally shaping up and getting closer to its release. Back in August, we shared the first WIP screenshot, and the TSG also confirmed some extra information that you can expect from this local add-on. It will now contain 5 versions of the train, of course, the well-known 8th Series Munich variant and the 6th Series Frankfurt RMV version with pocket doors and older cab. We added orange-grey livery with the changed cab and different interiors to the pack. This variant will also be split into 3 separate trains with some differences. One Frankfurt version for AI use on the 1894 left Rhine timetable, released with BR194 E94 Rail Tour Pack add-on. We'll keep you updated on more information from the TSG as we hear more. If you want to read that paragraph, you can. Likewise, we will be moving on to the screenshots. So there you go. There you go. You can marvel at these screenshots. I'm going to be looking at the crew to Preston from Just Trains. So there has been a development update on both Wigan North Western and Warrington Bank Quay. Warrington Bank Quay is located 24 miles from north of Crewe. Interregional services from locations such as Scarborough stopped here in 1986 and features merry-go-round coal workings with trains featuring up to 45 HAA hopper wagons shuffling consistently between the pit and power station. They will utilise the line to Fiddler's Ferry Power Station, which passes directly below the station itself. Wide variety of freight can be seen from Warrington, and the station area is dominated and overlooked by the soap factory, which we have recreated in full detail within the route. Sadly, however, we have not been able to include the accompanying aroma that many will associate with a day spent at the north end of Warrington Bank Quay. Wigan North Western is located 11 miles from Warrington and 15 miles from Preston, so that's cool. Wigan North Western is also served by local pass services to and from Liverpool via St Helens, with 2 of these continuing north to Blackpool, meaning an extended run along the West Coast Main Line with a DMU is feasible in this route. Also for S57 Freightliner, which changes from a Class 47/3 to an electric traction here, providing an added layer of interest for evening train spotting. Cool. So we've got some screenshots here. Lovely stuff. They also said we'll be providing more detail on the other exciting operations as both Warrington and Wigan in further updates, with both Wigan Arpley and Wigan Springs branch depot included and heavily featured. You'll sure to find plenty to do on West Coast Main Line, Crewe to Preston. So this is really good. We'll also be moving on to the Transport for Wales Class 142 Pacer from Just Trains. The timetable included a set in 2019 where the service pattern on the Valley lines was quite different compared to how it is now. Instead of trains going from Corryton to Penarth, the trains from Corryton instead went to Rhayader, a journey much quicker by foot as it's a U shape, and the Penarth trains instead go to Barragod and Rimney instead of Corryton. You'll have a good amount to look out for, including the Class 802s, 150s, 165s and the HST Castle sets for GWR traffic, 170s and the once a day Class 220 for cross country and the longer distance Transport for Wales services. You'll have Class 150s in their ex-Arriva Trains Wales. Guys, this is already sounding great. Class 142s were in most of the Valley Line diagrams, but in 2019 Transport for Wales had a couple of 37 diagrams with Mark II Fs running services up to Rimney, which you'll be able to drive up to Heath High Level. You'll also be able to drive most of these diagrams with the Class 150 and Class 153s, both of which are in their ex-Arriva Trains Wales deliveries. We look forward to sharing more with you nearing release. The Class 153/3 comes in both original and revised ex-Arriva Trains Wales liveries. Additionally, the Class 150/2 comes in revised ex-Arriva Trains Wales livery. So I've got a lovely screenshot of all of the trains mentioned, the Pacer in the background, the 150 and both versions of the 153/3. So that looks really cool. Okay, so we're going on the final announcement on the roadmap with the HST Farewell Tour from Grump Dog Games. So the HST Farewell Pack celebrates 200 years of modern railways by focusing in on one of the most recognisable trains in the UK and their final days of mainline service with Great Western Railway. Included are 7 iconic HST powercar designs that were worn by the GWR HSTs, along with 2 Mark I HST barrier coaches designs. These include 43002 Sir Kenneth Grange, 43093 Old Oak Common, 43185 Great Western, 43187 and 43188 Welshman, GWR Green with White Dragon Vinyl, and 43188 Welshman with GWR Green with Yellow Dragon Vinyl. There is also GWR Green with Vinyl GWR logo and GWR Green unbranded. These included scenarios take place on both GWE and the new Riviera line, each based on real events relating to the power cars. From the first passenger run of 43002 in BR Blue to the unveiling of 43093 at the Old Oak Common Depot Open Day, and of course the final HST runs out of Paddington. It was important for me for these scenarios that they are as authentic as possible, even on the smaller details, such as creating dynamic weather patterns based on the real-world weather of the day the scenario is based on, timings that match the train schedule, the day, and even unit numbers where possible. One of the timetable side of things, the power cars sub into all existing GWR HST services across Train SimWorld, both for the player and AI. Some extra unique services are also included for Great Western Express Remaster and Riviera Line that make use of the power cars and the Mark 1 HST barrier coaches, giving players the opportunity to drive empty stock moves using the new stock. So let's have a look at those images there. We've got one on the Cardiff City network. We've got two in Paddington, one with the Sir Kenneth Grange HST and the Intercity Swallow one, and the other one with what looks to be a first Great Western HST in the background. And finally, we've got a picture on Reading with the EMT 158 Cross Country Voyager and the rest of the stuff going on. Okay, so we move on to patches and updates. So currently our teams are working on the next set of updates for Train Sim 6, the first of which is lining up to be released in the coming days and will include further key improvements from feedback raised across the community, including all that is in the bullet point sections. The second of our post-release updates that we've started working on towards will also be arriving in the next couple of weeks, aiming towards the second last week of October. So there we go. Let's have a look at my final thoughts then. This is the part where I just put in a few of my opinions and stuff that I'm excited for. So I'm looking forward to the Birmingham to Crewe route, the Class 805 Loco, the Class 171 and the 377/3 Locos, Crewe to Preston route, the Transport for Wales Class 142 Loco, the HST Farewell Pack and future patches and updates to Train Sim 6. I am interested in the Tadami line, the Libson route, the Frankenbahn, the Expert DBBR 145 from TSG and the DBBR 420, the Liberec route, the NEC New York to Stamford route, and I have to say, overall, it was a fantastic and strong roadmap this month, and I am excited for all of these to come to the game. And that is it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Please do make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers, and I will see you all in the next video. But until then, see you all later.